What is up, guys? How are you doing? So we are live streaming the Oneplus 5 event because I haven't done a live stream in ages. Like, it's been forever, and I thought it'd be fun. So that's what we're doing today. Whilst before this starts, I'm going to share this on the socials real quickly, and this should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll get some feedback from you guys. It's always nice chatting with you guys live, seeing what's going on, what you guys think of the device. In this case, it's the OnePlus 5. We kind of think we know a lot of what there is to know about it already, so we'll have to wait and see, but it should be good. I'm going to share out those links though real quick. But yeah, how have you guys been? Are you all well? I hope so. Let me just do that. Whoops. That side. There we are. So I now have the live chat up so I can see what you guys are saying. And then if I share this link out, we will get the ball rolling. My god, that is... I never said get the ball rolling like that before, and I hope I never will ever again. But yeah, this is actually the first time... hang on, let me get rid of my gum. This is the first time I've done a live stream since getting my new internet connection, so we shouldn't have any internet issues. And I make it sound like that new internet connection is relatively recent. It's not. I've had this new internet connection for quite a while, but it is top notch. If I just go into my channel, I really want to grab a link for this live stream because it would be useful, because you can't share a link without the link. Fun factoid. Channel, view channel. What's annoying is it doesn't actually come up in your my videos section for whatever reason. So you might let me pause that. Good. And then have the link. Cool. Just type in a guys. I am live right now. Come check it out. And then, I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to ignore that because I can't answer it right now. Twitter. What a great name for a service. So, cool. Running 5 minutes late, which is great for me because it gives me an excuse to ramble. And there are a few things I like more than the opportunity to ramble. So if we cut that out, sharing YouTube links on Facebook. Can we just take a second to talk about this? Dear Facebook, please don't be a pain and make it easy to share links on YouTube. I get that you're your own service and that you don't want YouTube links on Facebook, but people would like you a lot more if you weren't such a pain about letting people share their YouTube links. And I just remembered I'd never put in the link to the official... Oh no, I did. Don't worry, all is well. So, let's share this. It's been shared on Twitter. Let's do Facebook. So yeah, how have you guys been? How's your week going? Is it swell? Swell. That's a word I don't use enough. Or do I use it too much? I'm not quite sure. Let's share this on the Snappy-Tech Facebook page. And then let's snap this. I haven't let's so if I grab Snapchat, open up the live bit. Hey guys, I'm live on the interwebs right now. Come check it out. The link will be in the next snap, I promise. Just do it, please. Hey guys. Snapchat is bae. So, what I will do actually, bit.ly. Oh, not bit.ly. So close yet so very far. Let's close Facebook. No, nope, wrong link. I am so tired right now. I was up very early this morning. I was actually at my old secondary school today helping out with interviews. I was invited back, which is nice. They do that sometimes. I'm still not 100% certain as to why, but I like going back, seeing how they're all doing, making sure they're all okay. Is that gonna let me keep that link? Oh, wait, I'm at the 5. Not work, haha, yes. Perfect, let's share this on Snaps. Guys, go to bit.ly/snappyop5 because it's the OnePlus 5 launch, and you can watch me live on the interwebs. Do it! Haha, that's my voice. I wasn't expecting that. It scares me sometimes, for my voice is a very scary thing. So, this is a replacement to today's video. Get some longer content, some funner content. Yeah, let's do that. We can use that as a word, funner. And we even have, are you ready for this? Boom, transition. That's me. That's ever so slightly off center. Ooh, hang on, let me fix this. Oh, oh wait, no. Fixed it. All is well. See, just in case you wanted to see my face, which you really shouldn't. I'm going to look for a better webcam at some point because it would be helpful. I don't have any plans yet in terms of what webcam, but I do know that I want something that will do 1080p. That would be nice. I think this technically does, but only within Logitech's own software because thanks Logitech. So that is not an issue, but these guys are already 10 minutes late. Can you believe them? The monsters. How could they? Oh. So while we wait for this to do its thing, the links have been propagated, and now we wait for the people to arrive. But yeah, I wonder why they're running so late. I keep getting notifications about this Tesla crash. I don't think the crash itself is recent. Let me take a look. Yeah, the crash from last year, the person had been told to take control of a car numerous times before eventually crashing. It was a major crash. The guy unfortunately passed away. But yeah, it's crazy. Also, Amazon recently announced a new feature called Amazon Prime Wardrobe. It will let you try on clothes before you buy them, so you pay for the shipping. No, you don't even pay for the shipping. So you select at least 3 eligible pieces of clothing. You then get it sent to you. You try them on. You keep the ones you like, and you pay for them. And you return the ones you don't like, and you don't pay for them. It's great, right? But yeah, outside of that, what else is going on in the world of tech today? Super Mario Odyssey. I'm really excited for Super Mario Odyssey, actually, which is not surprising because Mario games are great and Zelda is great. My Switch is downstairs right now, or else I'd show you how much I suck at Zelda, though I love it regardless, so you cannot shame me. But yeah, it's interesting. Let me close up a couple of these tabs real quick, just so we are good to go. And this is paused. That's why I am a moron. Good. Right. Oops. Let's skip to live.
As bokeh. This is really great for portraits. But if we were to fit the specs of a DSLR camera on the back of a smartphone, it would look a little like this. We had to
That
look
looks
for
like
another
it could give
solution
me
to
one of
bridge the
those.
remaining gap between smartphones and professional cameras. And our answer was implementing a dual camera on the OnePlus 5. We didn't just improve the main sensor, we also added a second one. By adding a telephoto lens to our camera, the OnePlus 5 can accurately determine the distance between the sensor and objects in the environment. This opens up a range of new photography options. But first, let's take a closer look at the hardware behind our new dual camera. Picking the right sensor is about more than just getting the latest one. Our goal was to make sure the OnePlus 5 dual camera finished first in the race for clarity. But none of the sensors found on the shelves matched our ambitions. So we teamed up with Sony to create a tailor-made solution, the IMX398, a 16 megapixel sensor. Then we added a 20 megapixel sensor with a telephoto lens next to it. They're the highest resolution dual camera system on a smartphone, letting you take extremely clear photos. Inside of the sensor, we've got something pretty special. It's fast AF. Basically, it works a lot like your eyes. Your brain needs
Get
two
it?
overlapping
Fast
fields of vision
autofocus.
in order to focus on something. If you cover one eye, it's a lot harder to focus because you can't calculate depth as well. With fast AF, we're using both eyes of our main lens. This allows it to more accurately calculate depth, speeding up autofocus by up to 40%. Like we mentioned, a large aperture is key to taking clear low-light shots. The OnePlus 5's main lens has an aperture of f1.7, one of the largest on a smartphone, which allows the camera to capture a lot of light. A larger aperture also allows for faster snaps and helps compensate for stuttering to improve image stabilization. If the lenses and sensors are the eyes of our camera, our smart capture software is the brain, improving the clarity of your photos quietly in the background. Let's look at a photo taken at night. It looks a little noisy, don't you think? Whenever you take a photo with a lot of noise, the OnePlus 5 will automatically clear up noise by comparing different frames of the same photo and filtering out inconsistencies. Just look at the photo once the noise is removed. Next up is the zoom. Zooming in digitally with a smartphone is nothing more than stretching pixels, which leads to a loss in quality. Smart Capture combines optical zoom with multi-frame technology to let you zoom in with greater clarity. Just look at the difference. Have you ever taken a shot of a friend in front of a window, only to end up with a black silhouette? We wanted to minimize the negative effects backlighting has on your pictures. The OnePlus 5's improved high dynamic range algorithm allows it to automatically adjust the photo to keep things clear in scenarios with backlighting, instead of casting some objects in the shadow. You're gonna use your camera to take all sorts of photos,
standing in front
like
of a
of friends
green
and
screen?
family, amazing landscapes, or that mustard grilled double-double with animal-style fries you had yesterday. Different scenarios require different optimizations.
I think he's in
So we
front of a
created a
green screen.
database using over 1,000 different photos to teach the smart capture chip how to optimize your shots. The OnePlus 5 can recognize the type of photo you're taking and automatically set the ideal exposure, white balance, and focus.
He is definitely in
Now,
front of a green
we talked
screen.
about the hardware and the software. Next up are the features. We invited our friend, Emily Radakowski, to help break it down.
Hi guys, Emily here. I'd like to take a couple minutes to talk about the OnePlus 5's dual camera and how it ups my Instagram game. To show you what I mean, I'm gonna take 6 Instagram shots in 20 seconds. Ready? You might be wondering what just happened. Let me explain. In this first shot, I used the new portrait mode. The OnePlus 5 has 2 camera sensors that work together to create a focal separation between faces and backgrounds. Like this. When you shoot a portrait, you want the focus to be on the person you're capturing and nothing else. Separating the background from a face enables the OnePlus 5 to apply a professional-looking depth of field, or bokeh, effect you'd normally need a DSLR for. A custom software algorithm adds a finishing touch to make sure your subject is clear and well lit. I love taking nighttime photos, but hate it when they look grainy or blurry. The secret to a sharp and clear low-light photo is getting enough light to the camera's sensor. The bigger the aperture, the more light a camera can capture. So, it's a good thing the OnePlus 5 packs a large f1.7 aperture, because remember, when thinking about aperture, the smaller the number, the bigger the aperture. Check this one out. When paired with the 20 megapixel telephoto lens, the OnePlus 5's dual camera system can shoot pictures at a higher resolution than any other smartphone camera around. So, even at a large size, images are clear and maintain quality, just in case you want to hang one above your couch. When it comes to software, the OnePlus 5 camera has a pro mode with professional level tools to give you more control over your photos. So what can you control exactly? You can decide how much light gets in by changing the ISO or adjust the white balance to remove unnatural color contrast. Using manual focus, you can highlight what's important and make sure every shot is crisp by adjusting the shutter speed. You'll also find the new histogram in the upper right corner of your screen, which helps you gauge the exposure level in a photo in order to correct the brightness level. And if you'd like to optimize your shots after the fact, you can shoot in RAW and shift things like color and exposure when you're editing later. All of these features and the hardware that powers them mean the OnePlus 5 dual camera probably isn't just the best camera you have on you, but the best camera you own, period.
Interesting.
Thanks for having me, Carl. All right, I gotta go post some of these to my feed.
Thanks, Emily. Now, those are some amazing shots. We hope you enjoyed this look at our new dual camera. The OnePlus 5 was designed with an eye for clarity. In between the powerful new hardware and software, and great new features like portrait mode, the OnePlus 5 is our best smartphone camera yet. But the best way to back up the OnePlus 5's tagline, dual camera, clearer photos, is by showing you some of the great shots taken on the OnePlus 5 by some of our photographer friends. Look at the amount of details in this photo. They're really, really clear. And check out this portrait. Check out the bokeh effect. This one was taken by me. Burgers on fleek. The worst thing that can happen when taking photos is running out of battery. Please join me in welcoming Kyle, our head of marketing, to tell you a little bit more about charging.
Hey, thanks, Carl. So let's talk about charging. Tell me if this has ever happened to you before. Busy day, have a lot to do, grab your phone to head out, take a look, low battery. Not ideal. At the same time, it doesn't necessarily make sense to charge your phone for 8 hours. You only need to charge it for 2. So how do you solve the problem? At OnePlus, we're always looking for technologies that improve the user experience in a meaningful way. To solve the problem of slow and inefficient charging, we developed Dash Charge. With most quick charging technologies, your phone can get hot, charging slows, and performance suffers. With Dash Charge, we move the power management away from the phone to the adapter. Your phone stays cool, charging remains consistent, even when you're using your phone while charging. Dash Charge isn't just faster, it's also cooler and smarter. That's enough talk for me, though. Let's see how Dash Charge compares to other quick charging technologies out there. So, we hooked up a OnePlus 5 and a Samsung Galaxy S8 for a charge-off. Let's watch.
A charge off. It is worth mentioning whilst this runs. If I hang on, let me pull that script. Oh, wrong one. If I pull that script, nope, still wrong one. Try this one more time. I hit center.
Do you use your phone when you charge? I do. Let's see what happens when the phones are in use.
That's better. Mostly. So yeah, I find it I'm off my train of thought now. But yeah, I think the OnePlus 5 will be my next
Dash Charge
phone.
changes the way you use your smartphone. Many of our users have shared stories with us of how they no longer have to charge their OnePlus phones overnight. They just charge while they're getting ready in the morning, on their way to work in their car, or simply when they top up when they have a few extra minutes in the afternoon or the evening. With Dash Charge, we like to say, a day's power in half an hour. Let's move on to the fourth area we'll be covering today, something we call smoothness. So let me give you an example. Imagine you're long day, tired, want to relax, come home, put on your favorite song, listening, and halfway through, it skips. Even if it's just for a half second, it ruins the experience. In daily use, you don't need to know what every part of your phone does, as long as everything just works. And you only really notice something when it doesn't work. Even a millisecond of lag can ruin your overall experience. What makes an experience smooth can be hard to define, but it's important. There are 6 key aspects we focus on to create a smooth experience on the OnePlus 5, and it's a combination of hardware and software and how well they work together. Let's go through them. First on the list today is our new platform, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835. I'd like to welcome our good friend, the Executive Chairman of Qualcomm, Paul Jacobs, to shed some light on how we use one of the world's most advanced processors to enhance your user experience.
Hey, Paul.
I'd
Hey,
say
Kyle.
the
Thanks a lot for having me.
3300 milliamp hour battery
Hey,
in
it's
this does
really
seem
great to
normal.
be able to join you all here today. Qualcomm's really proud to once again have collaborated with OnePlus in this latest flagship device.
Could we just take a moment to appreciate that he said that into an empty room?
OnePlus 5 and its smooth, innovative user experience powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 mobile platform. By the way, this is the world's first 10-nanometer mobile chipset. Snapdragon 835 is loaded with advanced features, including powerful processing, fiber-like LTE connectivity, stunning graphics, and exceptional multimedia capabilities. So whether you're streaming high-def movies, or you're playing graphics-intensive games, or you're downloading videos, Snapdragon 835 has the power and performance to deliver incredible mobile experiences. And while the Snapdragon 835 is big on computing power, it's 25% more power efficient than our previous generation mobile platform. That's something that power users are really going to appreciate. To deliver the ultimate photography and video capture experiences, we've engineered the Snapdragon 835 with dual image sensor processors, fast autofocus, and HDR true-to-life colors. It also features cutting-edge low-light technology that makes it possible for you to capture life almost as accurately and quickly as your eyes do. It's powered by Snapdragon. The OnePlus 5 is a truly premium smartphone that combines the best in performance, power, and efficiency. And I know that consumers are going to love this thing.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Kyle.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So it doesn't look like we're going to be short on power in the processor department. But what about RAM? Apps on your phone today are becoming bigger, prettier, shinier, and more demanding by the day. The OnePlus 5 packs up to 8 gigabytes of RAM.
As
But
expected.
that number's not just for show. The more RAM, the faster you can switch between apps, and the more apps you can run. And as a result, anything on your phone happens almost instantly. So Diego already showed us how incredibly thin the OnePlus 5 is. But despite being incredibly thin, it offers great battery life. We switched to LPDDR4X RAM, a more efficient standard of DRAM, which offers 20% more efficiency than the last generation. The OnePlus 5 is also one of the first smartphones to feature a 10-nanometer processor, which draws up to 40% less power than larger 14-nanometer processors found in most other smartphones. But the power efficiency isn't just improved by hardware. It's also improved by major software optimizations. One of the software features we'd like to talk about today is app priority. So when I turn on my phone in the morning, there's a couple things I usually do. Check the news, some messenger apps, catch up on some email. App priority has the apps you use the most often ready to go when you turn on your phone, so you don't have to wait for those apps to open. In addition, it also deprioritizes the apps you use the least to keep them from affecting performance, but also draining the battery. Again, it's just as much about the overall feeling of smoothness as it is about speed. Running a lot of apps is one thing, but you also need a place to store them. The OnePlus 5's improved storage is based on UFS 2.1 dual-lane technology, which ensures that transferring files is consistently smooth. In the past, we could only use one lane to transfer data, but by adding a second lane, we've got twice as much bandwidth. And in day-to-day use, this means that reading and writing files is up to 50% faster than before. Finally, let's take a look at the smoothness of our touch input. Even the slightest lag can ruin navigation. When our team started researching ways to reduce touch latency, there weren't really common benchmarks or practices for them to look at. They had to test while scrolling differed between phones. We actually brought in a special high-speed camera to track the movement on the screen and to measure input speeds. The result, we dramatically improved input speeds on the OnePlus 5, and we think you'll notice the difference. You can count on the OnePlus 5 for a consistently smooth and effortless experience. thanks to our combination of top-tier hardware and intelligent software, and how they've been designed together to work seamlessly. Speaking of software, let's take a closer look at Oxygen OS, our clean and powerful operating system. I'd like to bring back Diego to talk how we've approached software on the OnePlus 5. Take it away, Diego.
Thanks, guys.
This looks like one hell of a device.
It's number 5 on the list of things we want to talk about today. With Oxygen OS, we thought of Android as a starting point rather than a destination. We didn't want to mess with the foundation. Instead, we focused on refining the user experience and building useful, convenient features. Features are only added to the OnePlus 5 once we're confident they can improve the way you use your phone. But a good operating system is about more than just features. What's just as important is how the phone feels when you use it. We've refined the most important parts of our software, from things you will instantly notice, like customization options, to things that help in the background, like improvements to power efficiency. Just like our hardware, our approach to software is centered on an experience that is refined, efficient, and minimalistic. By implementing non-intrusive optimizations, we hope you will notice a general sense of refinement
Why are
and
there all
cohesion.
these random cuts?
Let's talk about 2 useful features coming to the Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 5. If you like to read, you
Like
know that
that
carrying
one,
around a
right
smartphone
there.
and an e-reader is a bit of a hassle. So we've developed a new reading mode to make reading long-form material on the OnePlus 5 just as comfortable as reading an actual book. While you can read for hours from a book or an e-reader without issue, looking at a smartphone display can cause eye strain after a while. If you're in a room with warm lighting, physical paper will look warm as well. Historically, smartphone screens have lacked this characteristic. Whites are incredibly white, even in warm lighting. With the OnePlus 5, we've added an ambient sensor that can detect the color temperature and brightness of the environmental light and calibrate the display automatically to match the light around you. Through grayscale mapping and by filtering out blue light, reading mode provides a more natural and comfortable reading experience. Reading mode can be toggled on and off manually, or you can set your favorite reading apps to open it automatically. Here, let me try opening the Kindle app right now. Did you notice that the brightness and colors of the screen change? That's because I set Kindle app to turn on the reading mode automatically. Looks a lot like paper, right? So get the flexibility of a smartphone with the comfort of an e-reader. The second feature is expanded screenshots, which we created after we realized just how unintuitive it was to have to take multiple screenshots just to capture a single page. Let me show you how it works. All you gotta do is swipe down with your 3 fingers and hit the expand button. The screen automatically starts scrolling down, saving everything on the page until you hit the button again. It's another great example of how a simple feature can make your life a little easier. Aside from useful features, many small refinements were made to Oxygen OS. Just like our hardware, you might not immediately notice all that we've done, but they add to the overall experience. Let's take a look at one example. In the past, opening up the app drawer took you out of the home screen. By slightly decreasing the opacity, the app drawer feels a lot less heavy and it's a more natural part of the launcher. Of course, we've just scratched the surface of Oxygen OS today. Our mission was to refine by adding meaningful features, optimizing performance, and streamlining the software. Reading mode is a great example of how a new hardware like the ambient sensor can enable meaningful features. Even small improvements like the semi-transparent app drawer add up to a more refined design language. To experience all that's new, you'll have to check it out for yourself. Having a strong understanding of our users is important. I'd like to talk more about how your feedback influenced some of the important changes we've made for the OnePlus 5. In our effort to make products that really meet our user needs, we have to first acknowledge and identify what we can improve on. We aren't perfect, but Eversettle is about always striving to be. User feedback played a huge role in the development of the OnePlus 5. We like to say that the OnePlus 5 was created together, hand in hand with you. In fact, we printed right on the back of every box. To develop better products and improve our software, we ask users to share feedback early and often. This means scouring the web, whether that's on the forums, Reddit, through customer support, or social media. It also means setting up platforms and kickstarting user-driven initiatives. We love engaging with our users at our many pop-up, tour, and events around the world. What's more important is how we use that feedback to improve our products. Let's look at a few examples. First, we would like to take a minute to talk about the OnePlus 3 display. Back when we had just launched, some users reached out to us with concerns about the accuracy of the calibration. Although we were happy with the range of colors, some felt we didn't get it right. Their feedback inspired us to push an update with a new color mode We believe one of the secrets to building a great product is working with users on features they care about. Now you can switch between color display modes depending on your personal preference. Even those who were initially disappointed with our display eventually came around. Let's move on to our next example. We wanted to make sure the OnePlus 5 is a truly global device. We have users all over the world, and it's nice to travel without having to worry if your phone will work. So for the first time ever, the OnePlus 5 is a true world phone with support for 34 network bands across the globe.
Oh, cool.
Another
so they're gonna have
request
one
we implemented in
global
the
version
OnePlus
instead of
5
a bunch
is
of
an
different
improved vibration mode.
non-global
Some of
versions.
our users pointed out that the OnePlus 3's vibration could get rather noisy. And rightfully so. After all, vibration is supposed to alert you quietly. So we've added a stronger and quieter vibration motor to the OnePlus 5.
Huh.
This issue wasn't even on our radar until our users brought it up. And it goes to show just how much our feedback can help improving our products. Customer feedback allows us to develop and improve a number of facets of our new device. And we can't wait to hear your thoughts on the OnePlus 5. And now I would like to bring back Carl one more time to wrap things up.
Thanks, Diego.
Just over half an hour. That's an all
in
right
case we're
runtime.
wondering why the OnePlus 5 is our best device yet, I hope we gave you an answer. It's a result of 3.5 years of constant improvement and refinement. Over those years, we've learned a lot about the importance of focus. For the OnePlus 5, that meant focusing on 6 things. The design is minimalistic and crafted with an obsessive attention to detail. Every aspect of the dual camera works together in order to help you take clearer photos. Dash Charge changes the way you charge your phone by providing a day's power in just half an hour. New hardware and software that power the OnePlus 5's performance are focused on smoothness. Our operating system, Oxygen OS, brings refinement and useful features to the table. And finally, we continuously improve with the help of your feedback. Every part of the OnePlus 5 adds up to a complete package. It's the best smartphone and the best smartphone camera we've ever created. In the long run, there are 2 things that really matter to customers, no matter the industry. The first is product, and hopefully it's clear how much we put into our product. The second is service. When we started, our global customer service team consisted of just 5 people. We've grown a lot, both in terms of numbers and the way we serve our customers. It's always been our ambition to offer every single OnePlus user around the world a great experience from start to finish. I wanted to share a quick look at the team helping customers every day.
OnePlus has come a long way since we started.
I think this
It's
video
really
was published
incredible that
before.
we've been able to establish ourselves as such a key player in a really competitive industry. And it really just comes down to one simple idea, which is just to create the best user experience.
Oh no, because that's the one.
But I think the best user experience is not just about the product. It has to be about the love and the passion for what you do and how customers can see that.
No,
We
they
actually started
definitely
with only
published
5
this.
people in
I've
customer
seen this.
service, and now we have more than 500 people in customer support in more than 10 locations around the world. So if a device needs to be repaired, all you have to do is contact us through one of our many different channels of support.
Yeah, I've seen
and
this.
we've got everything taken care of for you. Everything from pickup and transport to repairs and returns.
Customer support is the first point of contact. It's basically the face of the company. It really encourages you to do better because you can see how it impacts someone.
On an average for a day, we were taking about 500 calls, and that's actually covering from 4 a.m. Eastern until 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year.
With this job, I actually get to interact a lot with customers in different countries. In a way, I get to learn their culture, so it's really a fun and learning experience for me. It feels like it's like reading a book.
We also have multilingual support in local regions so that, for example, if you're from France, all you have to do is go to the website and you can speak directly to one of our French agents.
I had a customer that had a problem, and always he was, I want to speak with Paula, I want to speak with Paula, I want to speak with Paula. We are here to help, so they are coming like, I don't know how to explain. If you want, I can say in French.
When you have a customer asking for a particular agent, I would say at that point it's like a small friendship.
Because we sell all our products online, naturally we're a global company. But a big step for us was to open our regional locations in Europe and the US. Now our warehouses and repair centers are a lot closer to customers, so this has actually helped us to reduce the turnaround time for all of our customer service matters by more than 3 times since we launched the Oneplus One.
Our facility here in Texas is to repair for all of the United States. So if we receive your phone on Monday, it'll ship to you as soon as Wednesday and be back to your home on Friday. We'll do everything to fix your phone and get it back to you as fast as possible.
You, me, everybody else, we're all dependent on our phones. I feel good knowing that they got their phone back already in working condition. That way they can go on with their lives, taking selfies.
My favorite part coming to this job is being able to troubleshoot, and it would go back to my days as a kid when I used to play Legend of Zelda or just do some Rubik's Cube, or I enjoyed being able to triumph over the puzzle, and that's what I really like.
We have a blackboard where we used to display beautiful messages from our customers, and they are actually remembering the agents' names and they are thanking for the support we offered. So this is pretty cool.
For example, if you write something like they're impeccable, I'm being like, great.
Once a customer called me, "You are my hero." And it was funny because it's a small thing, and saying "you are my hero," I never forgot that.
We're a family that grows with every new user that we have. And that's, I think, what our customer support is really all about.
Before we move on, let's take a moment to talk about some exciting new accessories and lifestyle products developed to complement your OnePlus 5. Here's a quick preview of what's new.
This can be good.
In the beginning, we just wanted to make backpacks and t-shirts to give away to our fans. These products ended up becoming a lot more popular than we expected, so we decided to make them on a larger scale. You might have already spotted a dog-sized version of our new backpack, but just in case you missed it, let's bring Una back. This new backpack is going to be available for humans as well.
Wait, what? That's a
The new
dog with a
carbon bumper
backpack
case
on it.
provides solid protection from edge to edge, while keeping your OnePlus 5 sleek and stylish. Finally, we're happy to be working with our friends over at OtterBox, the #1 selling case for smartphones, for a series of cases built from the ground up with safety in mind. This was just a very quick look at our accessories. Be sure to head to oneplus.net to see them all and learn more.
I don't even
So,
right now.
we're getting pretty close to the end, which leaves us with one last question. How much is it going to cost? Well, it's hard to keep a secret these days. Before today, you've probably already seen most of the specs and leaks of the price online. But you know what? The internet got it wrong this time. The OnePlus 5 will retail for $479 in the US and 499 euros in Europe. For our friends over in Europe and North America, you'll be able to pre-order the OnePlus 5 right after the end of this event at oneplus.net. Through our limited early drop event, you'll be able to get your phone before everyone else. You'll also have access to limited launch offers. Our teams will be celebrating around the world at our many pop-up events. Come join us in one of these cities to get your hands on the OnePlus 5 even earlier. Be sure to check out oneplus.net for more information. I hope to see you there. For everyone else, the OnePlus 5 will be available officially starting June 27. The OnePlus journey has been a huge passion project for all of our team members. It's been a crazy amount of work. We want to thank not only our team, but also their families for their support and understanding as we work to build the best products. Of course, we'd also like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who joined us today. We hope you are as pumped about the OnePlus 5 as we are. Thanks again, and never settle.
Damn. £450. I'm just on the OnePlus website right now. I'm going to stop that before I get copyright struck. So if I go on the website and open up OBS, they can see what I'm showing you guys. Let me move this down a bit. So this is the OnePlus website. £450 is not too shabby. For comparison, if I go to the Samsung website really quickly, hit buy now, bring this over here. As you can see, the S8 is 690 and the S8 Plus is 780. So, and there's even, oh, there's a dual SIM variant. I think that's new to the website. But, you know, it works out as, you know, not quite half the price, but it's a solid £200 off for a device that is probably going to be at least slightly faster. And you know what? That is awesome. That is really cool. Go OnePlus. Congrats. So let's take a quick look at this. Let's take a quick scroll through the website. Just recap what we found out. As mentioned, it's fast AF, has a large aperture, f1.7 is huge in this scenario. If we bring up the tech, let's do this. Let's bring up the tech specs for the S8 as well. We can just let's take a look at these specs side by side as they are. If it lets us, that is. Please give me the technical specifications. Learn more, maybe. Then performance, I assume. Words, things, excitement. It's under highlights. Why do companies in general make it so hard for you to find out the specs of their devices? Like, it's the most annoying thing. I just want a list of specs, damn it. You know what, we'll do this one by one. Whatever, we'll screw it. So this was, again, f1.7. Oh, that's the selfie camera. So, if we go down to... I have to say, that midnight black looks gorgeous. Like, if I'm buying a phone, that is the colour I'm getting it in. It looks amazing. People were saying that it was going to have a woefully small battery. I have to say, 3300 milliamp hours isn't that small. That's a decent size, and I think I missed the bit where they talked about the screen. Let's just hit specs. See, this is what we're missing. Specs, let's look at this. So a 3300 milliamp hour battery, which is non-removable, but does support dash charge, which, if you ask me, is a really cool feature. Mostly because it's just, you know, it's different. All of the heat is in the charger as opposed to in the phone, which means the phone lasts longer. Screen display, yep, 1080p, 5.5 inch AMOLED display, covers the sRGB color gamut, 2.5D Corning Gorilla Glass 5, all very normal stuff, things you expect, things that do look cool, right? Let's be honest here, like, all of this put together looks awesome. The one issue being, and the issue I had with the OnePlus 3/3T is that USB 2.0 in the form factor of USB-C. That's a bit of a shame, but it's something I guess we'll deal with, mostly because it does have a headphone jack. Outside of that, as I said, midnight black / slate grey. If we go back to, actually, let's stay on the specs for this, and we can scroll through this one. So this has that 12 megapixel sensor on the back. What's really cool about this, and I think the thing that will definitely tempt me, is that front camera. The Sony IMX371, that 16 megapixel camera on the front for selfies. As someone who is constantly on Snapchat, who uses Snapchat and apps in that capacity a lot, if I pull Snapchat up real quick. Actually, if someone from Snapchat is watching this, here's a feature you might want. I want to be able to have a streak for my story. I want to know how many days I've been going, because it has been multiple months since I last didn't have something on my story. Fun fact, go check that out. G_Chachanite, link in the description, go do that. But yeah, like, so I'm constantly on Snapchat, and having a better selfie camera is something I would definitely love. Hang on, I have an idea. If I clean this lens. And yeah, Snapchat with a better camera with the OnePlus 5 just sounds like an awesome idea. Top notch. See, now you're in the know and they're not. And I don't know, like, come on, can't we like get something going here? Like, so if we take a look, okay, here's an important note I want to make. Megapixels aren't everything. There is a very important note to be made for the ratio between number of megapixels and size of megapixels, because physics is finite. However, if we look at this, oh, my screen has just died and it's back again. That's useful. So that front camera doesn't support 4K video because it doesn't have the megapixels for it. Does the front camera? That is the real question. No, it doesn't. That also only does 1080p. Gosh darn it. That's a shame. See, this is what we're missing. We need the ability to do... I want to do 4K video with that front-facing camera purely because it helps with all the vlogs and the videos. So this is my... Let me grab it. This is the G7. This is my standard filming camera, right? This is what all of the Snappy-Tech camera videos come on. See, look, it's you in the screen. How great is that? This is what I film everything on, complete with some blackout along the top and a dot on the side, so you can't see the branding of this camera, minus on the lens, I guess. But this is what I film all my stuff on, and it's in 4K, and it's great. And I'd love if this, like the front camera on this, filmed in 4K, because then all of it would be in 4K, and even if it's slightly not very good 4K, it's still 4K nonetheless. It doesn't have to be much better than 1080p, it just has to be a bit better. I like how I'm still taking pauses like I'm recording a video, even though I'm not. I'm just talking into a live stream. If you're watching, make sure you type something in the chat, say hi, because I'd greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions about OnePlus 5, which was just confirmed, it will release, or it will dispatch on the 27th of June, which is a week today, which is good job OnePlus. That's a decent dispatch. There's been an issue with OnePlus phones, or there was historically, where they'd announce it and they wouldn't be shipped for ages, but that is no longer an issue, as there is exactly 1 week, which is a lot shorter than the gap between the announcement and shipping of the LG G6. Fun fact for you there. And also the Sony Xperia XZ. Actually, let's take a look at that real quick. Xperia XZ. That actually only shipped like a couple of days ago, if I recall correctly. Like, that was making news for the fact that it just shipped. Is it XZ? I feel like it is. The one with a super slow motion camera. This looks about right. Yeah, the form factor. So let's bring this over. Wait, not all of them. Just that one. So this is the XZ with the super duper camera. If we scroll down here, the laser autofocus. Taken with Xperia. That is specifications. Let's take a look. Sees. See, this has a 23 megapixel rear camera and a 13 megapixel front camera. Blah blah blah. And I think, much like the OnePlus 3 or the Samsung Galaxy S8, it doesn't do 4K on the front-facing camera. That looks like it's the rear-facing. Can't quite tell. This is not useful. But yeah, it's bizarre. If we go into design, we will get the battery capacity of this device. Or at least I think it's under designs. Small but accessible. What's in the box? Nope, it's not. Performance maybe? It's more capable. Music for... Actually, has to be said, those headphones, top notch. They sound awesome, and if you want to buy them separately, they're like £100. So props to Samsung for chucking those into the box, because they had to do something with it. Let's be real here. After the mild issue that was the Note 7, which wasn't very minor, if we're honest. So yeah, here we are. I've pulled up, hey, this is what we were after, an official specifications page. Woo! So, let's pull this up. Front, 8 megapixel f1.7. So yeah, the pixels are slightly larger, I say slightly, 22% larger than on the OnePlus 5, but the OnePlus 5 has more of them. So low light will probably suffer, but highlight, regular light, which is how I record this, hence the massive white spot. That's a window causing that right now. So yeah, we'll see, I guess. I think I'm going to have to take a look at one physically and see how it looks. And then the rear-facing camera, I think, is a similar story, right? So if we go back down to camera, yeah, again, 16 megapixels or 20 megapixels, depending on which lens you use. Again, slightly, actually in this case it's half the size. That is, oh no it's not, sorry, 40% bigger, 1.4. So again, 40% bigger pixels, but 40% more pixels. It's a toss-up. Again, highlighting it will probably be great. Low light, they have promised denoising thanks to some camera smarts, but that is yet to be proven and something we will see when the device is actually in people's hands. Though I guarantee that if I was to open up YouTube in a separate tab right now, we would find that Marquez Brownlee is in fact doing a video about it. And actually, already on my suggested, yep, let's take a look here. In fact, let me bring this over. So Snappy-Tech subscribes to a very small number of YouTube channels because it's usually just for uploading stuff. So I don't use this as my surfing YouTube site. But let's take a look at this. Pocket now has 2 videos. Austin Evans has one. Jerry Everything has one. Linus Tech Tips has one. I'm surprised Unbox Therapy doesn't have one. Does Marcus? Because I am subscribed to him. If we go to Marcus Brownlee, there's probably nothing there yet. I assume that'll be coming soon. I do know he is attending the event in New York. If we go back to the OnePlus website real quick and go over to the pop-up events, the one in NYC is being attended by Marquez Brownlee, if I am not mistaken. But that is a big if. If I go to the community tab, because it will be in the forums, introducing the OnePlus 5. I think judging by how much they're pushing that dual camera, the clarity on those dual cameras, I think I can't help but assume that surely they've done something, right? That it must be amazing. But it's not just average and they've gone for the, oh, look at how great this camera is, just for the sake of it, right? Like, surely? So if I, it says auto-directing to the Indian website, which is not what we're after. OnePlus.net/pop-up 2017, maybe? These pages are so hard to find. You'd think OnePlus would make them easier to find, damn it. There's a referral program. Ooh, interesting. So OnePlus, I think this is probably not that new, but relatively new. They've launched a referral program. Huh. Interesting. So if you refer someone, you get 20 quid off. Where is it? Each friend will earn £20 towards accessories when they buy a OnePlus smartphone on OnePlus.net. Oop, nope. And you'll get 200 reward points. What are the referral points? You'll receive after reference using your link, brings up to 30 points. But, oh, I see. So you can then turn the points into other things. For example, 400 points for a messenger bag. That is not too shabby. That is refer 2 people and get a free bag. I am down with that. And then refer 2.5. I'm not sure how you're referring half a person. Congratulations to you if you manage to refer half a person. But you get £50 off accessories and gear, which is awesome and is cool. and you get free t-shirts at 150, which is also fun and cool. And yeah, so refer people to the devices. Do it. I'm still looking for this launch page. Sorry, I can't seem to. This is really annoying. See, the issue is OnePlus announced so much stuff today, but the slightly earlier announced stuff has now become buried. Introducing OnePlus 5. That is not what I'm after. But yeah, the OnePlus 5 looks like a great device. Let me check the chat. It's been a second. It's been a hot minute since I checked the chat. But I think this is where we call it a show. It's been just under an hour. We're going to drag it out for another minute. We won't have a separate video. As I mentioned, this is the video because, look, we're live right now. But, you know, people like Linus Tech Tips, Jerry Rig Everything, I'm going to assume that this did very well on the Jerry Rig Everything because I can only hope. But yeah, I'm going to be watching all of these, even if you don't, so make sure you do. Marquez will probably have a video up soon. We'll probably do one for tomorrow, not for today. You'll have to wait and see on that front. But I have to say, that is cool. Also, that code is a code word that is part of the live stream, so make sure you go find that. And let me grab that. I want to grab that frame of Una, the dog, just wandering into frame with the backpack. Was that not the most adorable thing you've ever seen? Let me. There she is. Is Una a female? I can't remember. Look at that. Look, it's a dog with a backpack. It's a dog-sized backpack. Have you ever seen anything cuter in your life? No, thought not. So subscribe to see more videos like this one, and I will see you guys. Actually, most of these aren't like this one, because this is a live stream, but maybe I'll live stream more. Maybe we'll make a podcast out of it. Can we do a show? Who knows? You'll have to subscribe to find out. I will see you guys next time.